All right, we know dental anxiety is real. Why am I telling you this?
It's so real.
You are the living embodiment
I
of
am.
dental anxiety.
Terrible.
Corey Rose, one of nearly 73% of adults in the U.S. who report having a fear of dentists. Can I ask you this?
No, don't do it. That is so mean.
Does that sound bother you?
We aren't friends. Oh my gosh, stop. We aren't friends anymore. He doesn't get it. See, this is mean because dental anxiety is real.
It's real.
It literally consumes my life for weeks ahead of just the cleaning. You are not nice. I know, isn't he mean? Dr. Coley is joining us now. Dental anxiety is so common. Why is it so common?
So common, Corey, and in fact, it's more common in women, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, and there's thought to be some hormonal, biological, and even behavioral influences to why it's more common in women. So we have a lower pain threshold, so we can actually feel pain differently than men feel it. And then the hormones also sort of sensitize us to feeling that pain, and then layer that on top of the fact that women tend to express their emotions more. So even if you have dental anxiety in men, you don't see it as much. But in the United States, a lot of people fear the dentist to the point of avoidance.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of Americans have mild to moderate, but some have severe, like you. About 3 to 5% of people have severe dental anxiety where they don't just fear the event itself, they fear the build-up to the event. So for weeks before, you're sort of imagining yourself in that chair and worrying about it.
Can I point out two things? One, I noticed Dr. Coley was smiling when the drill sound was happening. I mean,
She felt bad for me, I could tell.
oh, there was a
I
smile
did.
of feeling bad?
Yeah.
Two, I bet you'd like to test my pain threshold right now, wouldn't you?
I really, really would. I'll save it for off camera.
Okay.
You know, if I had a heart rate monitor on her, her heart rate would have gone up
Totally.
during this.
I like got sweats all over my body.
So now you're telling me I was causing heart problems. I'll move the phone over there now.
Yes.
Now I'm starting to feel bad. Question for you, Dr. Coley. The impacts. I mean, there's some long-term impacts or short-term impacts of dental anxiety.
I mean, the huge, like the biggest one obviously being that people avoid the dentist altogether, right? And then they have poor oral health. But what we see in groups is that people with dental anxiety actually have poor self-esteem. They have lower confidence. They tend to have problems with social anxiety as well. And they tend to take that same phenomena, which is this avoidance type of behavior, and layer it onto other things in their life. So they start to live their life in avoidance ways. And this even has an impact on the healthcare system because you think about people avoiding the dentist regularly, you're driving up healthcare costs. And for a lot of these people, they need sedation to just get through the procedure, to even get a cleaning like Corey here. And that drives up healthcare costs as well. So it's really real. And unfortunately, some of it is genetically determined.
Really?
Corey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 30 to 50% of variance is genetics, according to twin studies. That's what we think. So we think it's a genetic predisposition with some sort of traumatic event layered on top. So it's possible you had a bad dental experience. It's possible you had a painful experience and you just associate pain with the dentist. Or it's possible the drill, sensory stimuli, have somehow conditioned in your mind to trigger this fear or anxiety response from your amygdala, which is the part of the brain that makes us fearful.
It's so interesting. I gave birth completely naturally for both of my kids, right? Like I have a really high pain tolerance, but something about the dentist, even for a cleaning, totally freaks me out.
Have you felt pain in that dentist chair? I mean,
Not in this one. No, I have a great dentist. But as you said, it was something that happened when I was a kid. It was a terrible appointment. They pulled my teeth without numbing me. It was awful. And ever since then, it is so hard. I still go to my 6-month cleanings, but it is very, very hard.
Well, what's interesting about our brain is that fear, emotions create the strongest circuits. So love creates a strong circuit. You know, fear creates a strong circuit. Those emotions that are really charged, they really, really create those circuits that can last forever. So that fear of the dentist has sort of become imprinted in you. So I would say and ask, are you working with someone to try to break that circuit? Because it's really, our brain is so plastic. That's what's beautiful about our brain. We can train it to not be fearful. We can break that circuit. But the problem is the more that neurons fire together, the more they wire together. So if you keep avoiding the dentist or you keep telling yourself, building up to that appointment, that you're scared, it's actually going to strengthen that circuit in your brain.
Oh yeah, it keeps getting worse. Okay, real quick, what can people do if they're like me and, you know, maybe they avoid it or they just have terrible anxiety? What can they do?
You can't avoid it, and you can't be dependent on sedation because sedation treats the anxiety, not the fear. So you really have to get to the root of the fear. And the good news about this, highly treatable. Most people go into remission. And if you actually have relapses where you feel little bursts of anxiety, that's actually a good sign. That means that circuit is starting to untrain over time. So cognitive behavioral therapy and desensitization, where you one day just go sit in the dentist chair, don't do anything. The next day sit in the dentist chair, maybe they take an x-ray. The next day they start to look in your mouth with a mirror. So you're kind of gradually desensitizing yourself to those experiences and teaching your brain that your fight or flight system is firing when it shouldn't. This is just, you know, a circuit that went bad. It's not real. You're just perceiving something to be a risk when it isn't.
Since this segment began in such a mean fashion, don't you think, Dr. Coley, we should end it nicely?
Yes.
Doesn't Corey's smile look nice this morning? Like, smile
Really
brightly
does.
for the camera. Look at that
It looks
smile.
beautiful, Corey.
I'm still mad at you.
Okay.
But Corey, you got it every 6 months. Get those teeth clean.
No, I
and
do.
report
I
back
don't
to
like
us.
it though.
Yes.
Mommy, hold my hand.
And floss every day.
Yeah, and that was my New Year's resolution.
brush
which
your
I
gum
already
line.
do.
Don't take him to the appointments,
I
though.
know. We're not friends anymore either.